right, good morning. It's Monday, April 18th, just about a half a minute before the open. So let's watch it, see what we get here, and take advantage of some market movement today. Let's look real quick at the daily to give us some context. Here's the daily chart right here. So we had a really weak Friday. Came down, here's our overnight low, here's our overnight high. So it's a Monday, and we're going to let the market set up to kind of tell us what it wants to do and make a decision from there. Let me pull up the NASDAQ real quick. All right, we've got our opening range here. Oops, get a different button here. There we go. Opening range is set. Pretty big range relative to where we've been. Market really getting bought up right here at this level. 3 months, there we go. Right here at the overnight high. We look at NASDAQ again real quick, see where it's at. All right. There's no news out or anything this morning. No economic indicators. Yeah, well, no, we've got the housing market index at 9 a.m. It's 9 a.m. Central Time. It's not a big market mover, but just be good. It's good to be mindful of that. All right, let's see here. So the area where we were at the other day, I think it was Wednesday or Thursday. Maybe it might have been Tuesday. I don't know. Is right around this 44.08 kind of to 12. This was our spike down and bounce the other day, and then on Tuesday, this is where we spent some time in this area and then blasted off and went higher. So we'll definitely want to watch around 44.08 to 12, see what we do there. So this thing really got bought on the open. Well, not much commentary from me just yet. We are above the overnight high on both the Nasdaq and the S&P, and we opened on both markets. S&P kind of middle of the range, and now we're the overnight range, that is, and now we're, like I said, holding above that overnight low or overnight high. Next critical area is going to be this kind of this 10 level around here, 10 to 12 if we get up that high. See what the market does there. If it gets there. And so Nasdaq's just below its overnight high. S&P is above it still. Got that number coming out in another 20 minutes, so we got a little while yet until the number comes out for the housing market index. Sorry for the creaky chair. All right. All right at 4,400 right now. Showing strength so far on the pullback. We weren't able to get down to the opening range. The bulls were just too much in a hurry to buy it. So don't know if that's going to mean that we are a bit stronger than I thought we'd be or not. Okay, so next level is going to be 10 to 12, 410 to 412, about another 10 points higher from here. Another spot to watch. Again, if we get up there, we may not. A little bit of a battle going on here in this area. NASDAQ below its overnight high. NASDAQ considerably weaker here than the S&P. So the question here for me is, does the NASDAQ pull down the S&P, or does the S&P pull up the NASDAQ? That's the question. A little sleepy this morning. NASDAQ came right down to its low, or its open rather. So the question is if it breaks it or if it holds and it's just a retest and it pushes higher. That's the question I'd like to know the answer to. And before too long, I will know the answer. S&P not giving up that overnight high just yet. I'm going to watch this opening range. I'm going to watch this 84 to 83 level. All right, NASDAQ's putting in a new low. Yeah, let's watch 84 to 83. Got another 6 minutes until this news comes out. Almost got a new 5-minute bar here. Buying a little bit right there. Watching the open here, I should try to buy a little bit more, but I'm going to give it some time. Yeah, so I'm watching 83. Want it to stay above that. All right, we've got 3.5 minutes until this news comes out. Want to see it get above that opening range here. 83 to 84 was kind of the level I was looking at to try to buy some. Don't know if I'd be wrong right here at 76. So I don't have a hard stop in right here. We do have news in 3 minutes. So if we come down here, I'll watch what it does. I might consider adding some long at this level, but not really in a big hurry to do that. So I'm mindful of this 88 level, the opening range high. NASDAQ showing a decent bounce, but it has put in new lows, so let's see if we can get a little bit of a bounce, get back up to here. Keeping in mind our context as well, we've sold off quite a bit, ended Friday on the lows. I don't like that, how it came up and got rejected, but got 2 minutes until this news announcement comes out. Was hoping for a little bit more of a pop down here, so I'll give it a minute. I'd like to come up here before the news hits, but we're getting kind of close to that happening. So here's our 15, got a big push up, down, thinking we might hold it here. Just kind of basing it off of this wick down here, but it's not looking too great just yet. I'm going to lighten up just a little bit right here. I'm right at break even. I just got out of 15% of my position, so still holding a core position against kind of right at this 84 to 83 level. Watching the NASDAQ. I'm going to lighten up a little bit more here too. All right, there we go. Well, let's see if we get a little pop above. Got to get above that. Okay, glad I lightened up a little bit. Let's see what we get here. All right, let's watch it now around 76. See what happens. There's 80. Usually I don't hold any news. On this one, I'm small enough to where I thought we might get a little bit of pop pushing up here. So we'll watch this 80 level, see if we can hold it, especially on the 5 minute. That would be good. NASDAQ, however, now NASDAQ didn't put in a new low on that spike down. This is the spot to do it now. We got to get above that right there. Let's see if we can. There we go. Looking better. Looking for a little bit more of a pop. There we go. That's looking good. So let's see if it holds this 88 level now. I'd like for it to hold it. NASDAQ right at its overnight high, trying to get above it. All right, I'm going to sell a little bit right here. Right there. There we go. Just sold 25% right there. I'm going to sell a little bit more right here as well. Okay, so I try to buy a tiny bit back here, down here. There we go. Okay, so I'm in half of my original position, scaled out right up around here. I don't want it if it gets below this 80 level. At least I don't think I do. You never know. They could run stops and just get guys regretting the decisions they made, which is always fun. All right, let's see. Fine, just a tiny bit right here, not much. Much at all. Let's see if we can puncture that level. NASDAQ close to its highs of the day. ES not so much. So maybe at this point the NASDAQ gives the E-mini some strength. I'm going to sell a little bit right here. So that bit that I bought down here, I'm just sold off a little bit more. I'm still in half of my original position. So we'll see if we can push above that level right there. Might watch for a retest of this 84 level. If we get down there, I might consider buying a little bit more back. Not yet. Haven't bought it yet. Considering it here in a minute. I could be wrong. It's Kind of a lot of movement right here. A lot going on. Not that I'm super bullish on the market either. So NASDAQ holding above its overnight high. ES pulling back a little bit. That might have been the spot to add a little bit, but it just didn't come down as far as I wanted, so I'm going to let it be. Yeah, NASDAQ holding strong here. Let's see if the S&P can go a bit higher. It looks like NASDAQ putting in new highs for the day. S&P is not there just yet. All right, I'll watch it down here again. Kind of watching 84. Got another 6 minutes till a new 15-minute bar is formed. I'd like to see NASDAQ stay above its overnight high. That would be helpful to get bullish, or I am bullish, but in the short term. So here's the 15-minute. Come up to here, couldn't quite get through it. Let's see we come down. Let's see what we do down here now. So NASDAQ the stronger of the two right now. Got another minute before we get a new 5-minute bar. If we come down a little bit lower, I might try to buy some down here based on strength that the NASDAQ is showing. Again, this can all change in a matter of seconds, but all right, I'm going to buy a little bit here. Might consider a little bit more down here. Haven't got into it yet. All right, let's see if we hold 84 to 83 now. Now NASDAQ's pulling in a little bit, so we'll watch here and see what happens. All right, new 5-minute bar. NASDAQ below its overnight high. It's right at it though. Let's see if we can get above 84 sometime soon and then get back up into here. Let's see if NASDAQ gives us strength. Not yet. Not yet. NASDAQ still hanging in there. All right, NASDAQ showing strength. S&P looking decent here. I'm gonna sell a little bit right here on the S&P, not much. There we go. NASDAQ putting in newer highs. All right, this time my stop's right down here, so if it gets below here, I don't want it. There we go. I'm gonna sell a little bit right more, or a little bit more right there, right at that overnight high. Let's see if we can pierce above. It feels like we will. So, all right, I'm still in 60% of my position. All right, so there was a nice little retrace there. Let's see if the NASDAQ can follow suit. Pierce down, up the overnight high, back again. The level I was watching was 84 to 83 on this retracement. I bought some here at 85 and then a little bit more down here at 83. So not looking super strong, but I'm kind of leaning on, well, I am leaning on NASDAQ's price action right now. It's put in a new high of the day. And contextual wise, let's see if we can get up to 4,400 again. Next target after that would be like 44.08 to 44.10. So on this move, I'd like to see it be strong if it can hold above, say like 86 to this right here. Got my stop, hard stop right down at this level. If it gets below that, I don't want it. Don't want it. Don't care for it. Won't take it. A lot of back and forth though, kind of a scalper's playground today. Okay, so far NASDAQ has gone above its overnight high, below it, tested down, put in a new low. Now it's holding back above it. It feels like the NASDAQ's going to give the S&P some strength, but you just never know. in my mind, I mean, the S&P doesn't have that much to get excited about. Let me move back over to the daily here. So, and again, I'm keeping in mind that I can be completely wrong. You know, sometimes you've got a great handle on the market and what it could do, and other days you think you do, but you just don't. But looking at the days, so we had a down day here, another down day, up day, down day. So we're still right here at the bottom. Not to say that it can't get back in and reclaim some of this from the other day, but I'm not going to give this one a whole bunch of legs. I'll scale out again if we can get up to 4,400 here. Scale out another piece, actually, if we get up to 4,400. And of course, we'll keep it on NASDAQ. All right, just looking through a few gold charts here. Let me go back to S&P. Here we go. So in this instance, we'll talk about like when what should happen doesn't, or well, not that that's happened yet, but so at this point you'd think, okay, we've come down, tested kind of the open, came back up, tested again, held that. Now we're back up here. We should, if we're going to continue higher, we should definitely hold this level down here, but the bulls will want to see it stay above probably this 85 area, and then push a bit higher. So that's what should happen. Now in the market, you never know what's going to happen. In the words of Mark Douglas, anything can happen and something will happen. If we keep that in mind, we're golden regarding what we expect, having a stop in place and all that good stuff. So we've got to know that something can happen, or anything can happen, and something will happen. So let's see if that something is that we get a little bit higher here on the S&P. Not looking great right here so far. Expand this a little bit more. So I'm keeping in mind too, we've got the 5 minute here. So this is our sell-off, and then this is all this was Friday right here. I'm sorry, this was Thursday, the last day of the trading day. So looking at context again, I like the positioning here, as we could put in. Now it doesn't look like a great double bottom, but it could be. So in this case, we're just going to give it some room, let it shake out, and see if it wants to push up a little bit higher. Now it should push a bit higher here, but NASDAQ isn't really leading the charge just yet. Yeah, to me it just doesn't look that strong. See if we get another little push up to this area. Tempted to scale out of some right here. I'm going to sell a little bit more right here. Just not looking that strong to me. There we go. There's the pop. There it is. Okay, so I'm in 40% of that original position, holding against this level down here now. Okay, there we go. So tempo obviously slowed down quite a bit. A lot of tempo here on the open. This is the news that came out, whatever it was. I really don't care. Just watching price. Move back here, some bigger moves, and then getting back into here. Let's see if we can get up to 99, we'll call it. Let's see if we can get up to 99. There we go. Let's push a little bit higher. I'm going to sell a little bit more right here. All right. So I'm in 30% of my original position. All right. Sold out a little bit more right here. Okay, so I'm in 20% of that original position now. Here we go. Okay. Let's see if we run it. This is going to be the next area to take out. Perhaps I should have been a little bit more patient. Was going to scale out of some right here at 99, and I pulled some off here and then here at 98 just because it was slowing down, just kind of grinding its way up higher. But I'm still in 20% of that original position. All right, let's see. Let me take a look at NASDAQ here. Okay, so it looks like we came up to that high right there. Still holding 20% of that original position against this low right here. We'll see what the market wants to do. Would consider maybe another long if we pull back a little bit further. Would consider maybe. How's that for a definite? It's hard to be certain, because you just never know. So, and again, what I'm looking at, it can change relatively quickly. You can be watching the market and it looks really strong one way or the other. You think you got a good idea what's going to happen, and then something else happens and it negates your premise, your hypothesis that you were working off of. So let's see. I'm wondering if we push down how low we go today. Hard to say, hard to know. So NASDAQ's still hanging in strong. Put in new highs today about 15 minutes ago. S&P got up, kind of touched its high of the day, and then sold off from there. I did scale out a little bit early down here, but I'm pleased with that last little bit that I sold right up around 01 to 02. It was a good location for it, and now we're just hanging out, biding my time, trying to be patient here and see if the market's going to do anything noteworthy or worth paying attention to. So right now, just hanging out. We'll see. Ugly daily chart, that's for sure. Not much going on there. New 5-minute bar is almost put in on the S&P. I have some hypotheses of my own as to what might happen. So NASDAQ's got, its line in the sand is a bit higher here at 14. I'll drag this one over. Here's NASDAQ 15-minute. So its point of contention is going to be this 14,035 level right about here. Was support. Now it's resistance, still resistance. So that's what it's got to get up to. If NASDAQ pulls in and we still hold, we don't get below this overnight high, I might consider loading up, not loading up as far as getting heavy, but I might consider at that point, if we hold that, and if the S&P is somewhere down in here and we hold that again, getting long or adding to my long down here and looking for a little bit of a continuation. I don't foresee it just blasting way off, but you just never know. So this will be an area that I'm kind of watching down in here based on what the NASDAQ's doing. So that's kind of what I'm thinking for right now. Still holding 20% of that original position. My entry on it's like 84.5 down here. I'm wrong below here. Probably ought to move my stop up to my break-even point. So I'll probably do that. That'd be smart. Oh. Oh, there we go. All right. Just looking at some gold stocks. All right, let's get back to the S&P. Here we go. Back to the S&P. I feel like NASDAQ and S&P, they're going to have to pull down. If we're going to go higher in the NASDAQ especially, and the S&P, we're going to have to retrace a bit, get some more buyers to garner some strength somewhere down in this area, and then push higher. NASDAQ just has not super formidable, but it's got enough resistance up ahead to where I would think until it just rockets up and gets there, that it would need to kind of come back down, retreat a bit, regroup, and then try it again. That's my thought. Could be wrong, could be right, just don't know. So there's 4,400, right? There's that. Tempted to get out of this thing and flatten. I think I will right here. I'm out. So I'm foregoing if we push higher, which we could. But I will. That little piece, that 20% that I took off, if we get down in here, I'll add some. Thinking I'd be wrong if we get below 80. Excuse me. Oops. Oh, there we go. I was wrong on that one, huh? Let's hold 44 here. Or 4404. Okay, let's see. What are we looking at? Here's our 15-minute. Come up to this area a few times. If we can come back down in here again, somewhere closer to the overnight high, call it like 90. Right around 90, I'll consider getting long again. I'll be watching NASDAQ based on that level. 5-minute looking like it could be a wedge pattern here. So I think we saw this Thursday, right? We saw kind of a push up, down, push up, down. We want to see it hold this if we're getting long. But yeah, next area is going to be right around 90. NASDAQ looking good at this point. Like if we get down into here, I'd consider buying some more as it's looking a bit stronger. Like it's going to hold this level and maybe just continue. We have spent a good amount of time just hanging out in this area. All right, oops, that's not what I wanted. Okay, so for me, this is here's 96 right here. If we do come down, I'd want to see it try to reclaim this 96 area. I'm not shorting it right here, but it's just not looking great as far as fuel to get it to go higher. And in my mind, the next area above is going to be this 08 to 10. This is going to be it, kind of like up here. Next target. Tempted to get short here, but I'm not going to. Trading's a lot of if this, then that, right? So if this, then that. If something, then something else. Yeah, here we go. Let's see if this is the break right here. All right, in this flush, let's see if NASDAQ, I'm going to be watching it to see how low it's going to get, or could get. Okay, so here's my 15-minute NASDAQ. Really want to see it hold this level, even if it takes out this gray line down here. I don't want to see it come below it for too long. I'd like to see a 15-minute close like settle above this. So if NASDAQ comes down to here, I will be considering buying some on the S&P, but that's just what I'm thinking as far as movement and where I'd like to see it set up. Keeping in mind we could have kind of a rotational day today. All right, let's see. So I was right there thinking that. Tempted to short, didn't short it small. Maybe I should have. Want to be watching this area between here and here right now. Here's our 15-minute on the S&P, right? All right, let me see. Let me see if there's a half back or something like that over here. Okay, so half back right now is like right in between overnight high and that opening range print. That's half back. Got another 7 minutes until we put in a new 15-minute bar. Not snagging any here just yet. I'm going to buy a tiny bit right here. Now this is just that little bit that I scaled out of right at like 96. So I got out the last piece up here, then just bought it back down here. So we'll see if we can hold this area at this level. Let's watch it down in this area here. Okay, NASDAQ getting close. I just added a little bit more. Getting close to that kind of gray line that I put in right around 13,920. We'll watch this guy here. We got 4 minutes left. Oh, excuse me, for a new bar. New 15-minute and new 5-minute. So let's see if in fact this is kind of a wedge pattern. So I'm in 40% of my original position that was entered down here around 84. I want to see if we hold this, hold this 88 level really. Again, I'm not super bullish on the day, but I'm just looking at what the market's doing. What the Nasdaq's been doing, what the S&P has been doing. Next target, we're going to want to see it get above 96. I'm not selling any at 96, but for strength, we'll want to see it once it bottoms out here. If it bottoms out, you never know, it could just continue lower. But if it bottoms out here, we want to see it get above and reclaim 96. Buying a little bit more right here. So I'm in 50% of that original position that I took down here. All right, another 2 minutes until we get a, a new 5-minute bar. Let's see if we can hold this area. And a new 15-minute for that matter. So let's see if we're making kind of that wedge that I mentioned. So here's the 5-minute. Oops, let me move this over a bit. So here's the 5-minute. Our resistance is going to be up here. Want to see it get above this 96. And then here is the NASDAQ that I mentioned, 15-minute on the NASDAQ. Came down, right down to that gray line that I put in, didn't pierce it, thought it might get below it. Want to see it now kind of hold and stay above that area, maybe hang out here for a while, and then try to push higher and get up to this level up here. So that's the thought. Let's see if we get any follow through here with the S&P. All right, so let's see what 96 gives us. $15-minute looking decent over here, came down, and so we'll see if we can hold this 88 level. 5-minute looking pretty good too. Let's see what they do at 96. See how they treat them at 96 here. Let's see if we can get above it. Want to see him get above 96 here. Not necessarily just this minute, but sometime soon. Oh, excuse me. A little tired this morning. A little tired. Alright, so they sold 96. Still watching that gray line on the NASDAQ. Seeing if we can hold it. So yeah, so far this isn't looking like too strong of a wedge to me. Doesn't mean it can't shape up. But the other day, when we were trading a wedge pattern like a breakout, it was strong. It would come down, reject it pretty quick, and then kind of get back up where it needed to. So let's see if we can follow suit here. Get a little bit of follow through. Still giving this one some time though, as NASDAQ is hanging in there, looking decent. Another just over 2 minutes to go on a new 5-minute bar, so let's see what we can get there. Like to see the 5-minute close above that 96 level. Feels like we're not going to do it, but you just never know. You just never know what the market's going to give you. You just don't know. So here looking at just like a micro, really granular scale. We came down, Pierce came up to here, sold it, and then so far holding the overnight high, staying above that. But I'm not reading too much into that. Really need to see it get above 96 here. I'm scaling out just a little bit right here. Not much. Not much. Not much at all. All right, 5 minutes almost completed. We got another 30 seconds, but again, want to see it get above this here to show us some strength. All right, 5 minutes looking decent. Let's see if we can push back up into here, get up here, and then kind of reclaim and get some new highs for the day. That's what I'm looking for. I'm pleased though with that little scale out right there at 96 though. Okay, so NASDAQ came down to that level. S&P gotta straighten up its act down here or up here. Yeah, for whatever reason, I'm just not a big believer that this thing is gonna go a whole bunch higher, but we'll see. I'm gonna sell a little bit more right here. All right. Next level is 44 now. It's got to get up there pretty quick and try to reclaim it. So we'll ask ourselves, what's the market trying to do, and is it doing a good job? It's trying to push higher, but in my mind, it's not doing a great job of that. So I was thinking to show strength, it'd have to hold above 88, which it did. But now we're hitting this level and stalling out a bit, so okay, 5 minute not looking great as far as that wedge that I was talking about. So let's see the 5 minute. So again, here's kind of the top of our wedge, up, down, Gotta hold somewhere around here, stay above this level in order to push higher, but it's not looking that great to me. Nasdaq is still holding in there. It is lower, but it's above where it was, so above where its pullback area was. So again, let's see if we can get above this 96. This is what we need to do. Need to get above there, kind of reclaim that, and then take out this 98 level up here. Nasdaq's hanging in there, so I'm not out of this one yet. Still holding it. Waiting to see if we get a little follow through. Got some hard stops in right here at 90 half. If we take it out and it's looking like it's going to set up long, I figure I can always add back here at 88. So let's see. Of that original position I put on, it was half of my first one, and I'm in it, still in it 60%. I'm going to remove those hard stops I had here. Nasdaq's still hanging out. Not looking great, but it still is a little stronger, so we'll see. I might add some if we get down in here. Still haven't reclaimed this 96. Want to get above that. Hold it. Push higher. I'm going to put those hard stops back in. Yeah, it looks like it's going to take me out here. For me, that's just at my break even. These stops that are just inches away from getting taken out. Okay, could this be it? So Nasdaq's come down. Not out of the woods yet by any means. All right, I'm stopped out. Wondering on this one if we get kind of a curl. Let me show you what I mean. So we come up. It's not so much a wedge, but it comes down, stays down in here for a while, usually a half hour more, and then kind of pushes up higher. So we'll watch 88, see what it does around there. Nasdaq at a decent level, could kind of hold right here. I'm going to buy a small bit right here. Hanging here, haven't flushed them out just yet. So now Nasdaq is down to that overnight high. It's below that little gray indicator that I had earlier. So could show some support here. Time will tell. Let's see if we get any buyers in here at this 88 level. All right, so got stopped out up here. Went ahead and bought a little bit more right here. I figure I'll be wrong much below 83. So that's going to be the area that I'm watching here. I'm going to buy a little bit more right here too. All right, so again, I'm in it pretty small. So wrong below this 83 area. I'll move it maybe a little bit lower. Yeah, it could be down there. Edit. Let's edit that. Set okay. And I'm leaning against NASDAQ to hold this overnight low or this overnight high. So came up, wanting to see it hold this, really not get much below that right there. And then thinking we could get longer. So I'm going to buy a little bit more here too. All right, let's see if we can pop and get above this 88 level. Nasdaq's come in a ways, so is the S&P. Structure is not looking great. I feel like I could be trying to catch a falling knife here. Gonna see what it does if we get down to this level, which it looks like we very well may. Okay, so I haven't seen much response from the buyers just yet. Wanting to see Nasdaq get above its overnight high. Right now it's below it. Needing to see Nasdaq hold about 13,880. Don't want to see it if it pierces that. I don't want to see it get below it too long. Looking weak here. Let's see what they do at this 80 level. I might kick this one to the curb here if it doesn't give me a little pop. Alright, about 8 seconds away from a new 5-minute bar. So we couldn't get above 96. Next area is down here. This, that's not looking good. New 5-minute, here we go. Push and lower. Want to see it get above 83 and then certainly back to that 88 level right there. Nasdaq looking pretty weak here now. Same with the S&P. Not looking good. Not looking good here. Seeing if we get some kind of a bounce down here, but not looking great. So I'm in 60% of that original position I took down here, and my average price is down here at 85, or up here at 85, I should say. So we'll watch it, see if we get a bounce down here. If we do, I might try to just get out of it if we come back to this 82 level, 83 level. NASDAQ looking pretty weak here. Same with the S&P. Here's the 15-minute, not looking good. Keeping in mind, though, it could be a retrace. Could be a test here and then a bounce up, but it's just looking pretty feeble. Okay, so to show any kind of strength, we gotta get it above this 83 level to 84. Gotta push up there. I just bought a little bit more down in here around 80. We'll see if NASDAQ can firm up. Same with the S&P. Okay, 10 more seconds on the 15-minute bar. Gotta get above this. Next battle is going to be this 88 level down here. Okay, not looking great there. Can't get it. Can't get above that 83 level. Let's watch and see. Got another 2 minutes till we put in a new 5-minute bar. NASDAQ looking weaker here. Okay, here's the area to watch, 76. So couldn't get above 83. Got another, not much, just under 2 minutes, about a minute and 10, or I'm sorry, a minute and 20 until we put in a new 5 minute bar. Everything looking weak. Downside target if we break this is going to be 43.62. So this is the $1,000,000 question, right? Is this just a pullback and retest and then we get up higher, we shake out weak hands, or do we continue lower down to that 43.62 level? Got another half minute till we get a new 5 minute bar. Let's see where that's going to shake out. I'm going to put a stop. I don't have a hard stop in just yet, but I don't want to see this thing break 76. All right, almost got a new 5 minute bar. Again, we need to get it above 83 to show any kind of strength. I've just got my stop here at the low of the day, or just a few ticks below it. There we go. So he popped up, couldn't get it higher, and I gotta head out here soon. Yep, I'm gonna wrap it up. That's gonna be it for me. I've got a hard stop right at 43.76. Might get taken out. Another area to watch. The downside is going to be that 43.62 down there. So if this stops me out, I might be looking to get long down here. But I've got to wrap this thing up soon. Well, let's see if those early morning traders defend it. awfully close here. Next level we need to get above is going to be this 80 level, or this little spike here. They're trying to defend it, but nothing just yet. See if we get a little pop here. Another minute till we get a new 5-minute bar. Okay, I'm stopped out. I'm flat. Flat. Next target's going to be that 62 level. Want to see if we hold, get below that. Maybe I was wrong to have my stop so close there. Gonna watch it to see if it gets above 80. That's going to be our next level of concern, but I'm not in at this point. I'm flat. Now I've got to wrap up for the day, so that was that. End of the day, just up a little bit. That last one hurt me, but pretty much just a scratch today. So that's where we're at. You win some, you lose some. Hopefully you don't lose your shirt, and that's what we're trying to protect against. So yeah, just a little bit profitable for the day. It's just a scratch pretty much, and that's going to be it for me. So if you're trading, watch that 62 half level, 62 down there. It's going to be important.